Live from San Antonio, Mike Taylor.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm being held hostage. I've been shipped to somewhere, I think, in Belarus. If you can hear me, we'll have to talk fast because I'm being held hostage. I'm going to give Morse code with my eyes. I'm going to give away my coordinates with my eyes. I'm a blinker anyway. Have you noticed that, LG, that I blink a lot? I've always been a blinker. When I talk, I just blink, blink, blink. It's a thing, man. You know, we all have our things. Some of us eat boogers. Some of us do a lot of cocaine like Oscar de la Hoya. And some of us are blinkers, and I'm a blinker. Hello, it's Mike Taylor Live. Not in LG Studios today. I have mailed it in and decided to do the show from Taylor Duran Manor. Welcome. It is Friday edition. We're here for your viewing pleasure. DJ LG is with us back in his studio, and here we go, Holmes. Can we do a quick test just to make sure this thing works? Hi, Lawrence. It's good to see you. Oh, thank God.
Hey. Hello.
Thank God.
Is it frozen? Am I moving? Okay, we're good.
No, you're good, dude. You're good.
Yeah,
I think we
I
should
like
just
that background.
start doing a show.
What you got there?
What do I have there?
All the barbecue posters, it looks like.
Yeah, this is all the posters that the great Marty Leal has made for us over the years. Yeah.
Looks good.
Like that.
Yeah.
All the different. Yeah, how about that?
Not bad.
Yeah. I feel big time with that. It feels like I'm the Spurs at a press conference or something. Like this is my official, like, company banner. It's pretty cool, man.
Do you have it like leaning up against your back or something? Because it keeps like waving back and forth. Like,
does it really
attached to your ass?
I mean, it's durable, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Why don't I scoot up a little bit? Should I scoot up some?
You're good.
I was banging it. So I'm in my closet, bro. I'm in the closet. If I were to remove my poster, you'd see all my clothes.
Okay.
Hey, dude. Here's the thing. We're off Monday. It's Labor Day weekend. Nina's not working the day either, which is cool. And I just decided not to go to work. I'm still going to do the job. I'm just not going to go to the place where I normally do it. You'd have thought after last week's Durham Bulls fiascos in Hawaii that I would be on task this week and make sure that we did all of the shows back in the room of LG Studios. But you know what? Fuck it. We're going to do the show like this. So it is what it is. And let's get on with it. I love y'all hard. All right. Last night, Thursday night, a bunch of y'all reached out to me that were pissed off. Because I've gone on rants before about Spectrum Cable. I hate Spectrum. They used to be Time Warner. And for years, I had Time Warner Cable. And I've even tweeted to Manu Ginobili himself because for years, Manu was Time Warner's, he was their rep. He was their influencer. I am Manu Ginobili. You need to give you some of these Time Warner Cable. And that really didn't sound Argentinian. That sounded more Cuban. That's okay. Hey, you need to get that Time Warner Cable, man. Ginobili! I hated Time Warner. Something went awry with those people in my house once a month, and their customer service was ass. And I got tired of them and dropped them. I had DirecTV for a little while. Matter of fact, I used to have a sponsorship back in the day, years and years ago. Hill Country, I think it was Hill Country Satellite. They provided me DirecTV for a number of years. And I forgot what happened to that guy. It's been years since I talked to that guy. Anyway, that was a great deal too. And they were a big upgrade from Time Warner. So back in January, when Nina and I moved into this apartment that we're in here, this condoplex, we were going to go with, I think it was AT&T. And we had all kinds of issues. There were connection problems. She and I, it's so weird living with a woman and not being married to her. The sex is more fun because we're not married. Kind of feels like, feels sinful. But I don't bring that up for that. Because we're not married, it's hard to get our names together jointly on stuff. Or companies will assume we're married and just put us together on things when we're not married. We love each other. We live together, but we live together independent of marriage, right? So we're our own individuals. but it confuses the shit out of companies. Anyway, so we had all these problems with AT&T back in January. So we just got fed up with it. We were like, you know what? Deuces on that shit. We got YouTube TV. And I got to tell you, man, I don't know. What do you have, Lawrence? DirecTV? And I like DirecTV. I like DirecTV fine. But where we live, though, it's just not conducive to have a satellite, blah, 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 blah. I guess you can have the app, whatever. We went to YouTube. Yeah, we went to YouTube TV in January, and it's been awesome. I just don't, you never say never. As long as we live in this condo where we are now, I just don't see myself having anything else but YouTube TV. It's just so convenient. Everything's right there on my TV. It's just great. It's nice. We've just loved it. I can watch anything I want in the world. It's great. And I bring this up because last night, fucking Spectrum, they were haggling with Mickey. And last night they decided to drop ESPN. Ooh, there's a bunch of pissed off people today. Now, of course, they're throwing Mickey under the bus. Mickey's like, fuck you. It's your fault. To hell with you, Spectrum Cable News. Fuck off. I'm Disney. I'm Mickey. You should do what I want. And so they had to drop ESPN. No one gives a shit about losing Disney. And I guess ABC that's a network, so that's public. But ESPN, and when I went to bed last night, I haven't checked it this morning. I don't know if they have a deal or not. But ESPN is not there if you have Spectrum, and that's no bueno. Just in time, just right with football. The NFL's next week. The NBA's about to get up and running. No bueno, man. So I feel for you boys. So we'll pour some in my mouth for all you boys that are victimized by Spectrum and their bullshit by not having ESPN. I'm not one of these ESPN haters. Now I don't watch Screaming A. Smith ever. I'm not a fan of any of their talk shows. I think their radio network's dog shit. It's unfortunate because it wasn't always like that in the past. I love ESPN because of the games, and I do like PTI. I love Wilbon and Tony Kornheiser's show. Pardon the interruption. I watch that, and I watch games on ESPN. So, feel for you homies that got your shit taken away last night that are Spectrum News customers. Cut that shit. Cut it up. Cut it. Half this country's cut it over the years, and that's why ESPN struggled financially anyway, because some of the cord cutters. You can go get the ESPN app, I suppose, and still have it on your phone, or even have it on your TV. But sorry for you boys that did not have any notice at all. A lot of y'all just got blindsided last night, and that sucks. I feel bad for you. So, late punch to the dipshits that run Spectrum Cable News. Strike a deal with ESPN. Lots of Thunderdumbers cannot watch sports right now because they don't have ESPN. All right, what else today? I misspoke yesterday. The great Gil Brandt, the longtime Cowboys director of player personnel, the scouting guru of all scouting gurus, passed away 2 days ago. And I was guessing that he was late 70s, right at 80. I was wrong. He was 91. I should have known better. Because if you think about the chronology of when he was running the Cowboys, the great Gil Brandt died 2 nights ago at the age of 91. He spent 28 years with the Cowboys. He was a day one hire by Tom Landry and Tex Schramm, and the first ever owner was Clint Murchison, who was the first owner of the Cowboys. And Gil was a day one hire with Dallas. I think he was in Oakland with the Raiders before that. And the Cowboys brought him on. And he became a legend. I mean, he's a Ring of Honor guy. Gil Brandt, and I said this yesterday because I found out about this Gil Brandt death right before we went on the air, and we had to get to JB. We had Jim Bob on the Bear, and so I just quickly talked about Gil real quick. I didn't want JB waiting because he was at work and shit, so we got to him. But now that I've got a little more time on my hands to talk about the greatness of Gil Brandt, you old school Cowboy fans don't need to be told. Gil Brandt had as much to do with the glory days of the 70s.
I want me some glory hole.
As anybody. That man, he with the great Tex Schramm, and then, of course, Don Meredith and the great Roger Staubach and those doomsday guys on defense. It was Gil that built those teams. Tex Schramm was in charge of everything but football. Tex was a genius, too, when it came to the innovation. You think Jerry Jones is a showman? Shit. Tex Schramm was the original. It was because of Tex we got called America's team. It was Tex that helped get that rolling because Tex was the genius marketer. But it was Gil who was bringing in all those ball players. It was Gil that brought in Bob Lilly. It was Gil that brought in Roger Staubach and Randy White. It was Gil that brought in those guys, Chuck Halley and those guys. Gil spent 28 years as the Cowboys director of player personnel, day one hire, and he was fired back in 1988 along with Tom Landry and all of Tom's staff. And in those 28 years, not only did Gil build his reputation as the best NFL scout there was, he was also a massive innovator in his own right. Matter of fact, Gil was the first guy in the NFL to use computers way back in the day to evaluate ball players.
What the fuck is the internet?
Everybody was doing it on freaking notebook paper. Everybody was writing it down on pads. And Gil's like, no, we're going to assemble all of these guys on computer, come up with a database, make a spreadsheet. Everybody's like, what the fuck is that? You know, and Gil was way ahead of his time. Gil also had an idea because Gil wanted to help the Cowboys draft better. And so Gil had this idea and he went to Tex about it. He's like, what if we just get all the prospects together in one place? Because we have to go out and we're spending up $10 of the budget to go to all these different colleges, and we're holding all. We have 50 tryouts. We're going to all these pro days and having all these kids come into us to work out. What if we just assembled everybody in one place? And the NFL's like, that's a damn good idea. So the Cowboys were the first to have a combine, right? And the NFL's like, damn, you see what Dallas is doing? That's a great idea. So Gil basically pioneered the NFL Combine that now has turned into the massive show that it is every year in Indianapolis. That was Gil Brandt. He did that. Some of you millennials and you Gen Zers that didn't know much about Gil Brandt will remember his unfortunate tweet after Dwayne Haskins got killed last year. Dwayne Haskins, who flamed out with the Redskins, who had, what was he doing? Well, I guess he was high, maybe pills or something. He had a bad mix of booze and pills. It was just an accident. Dwayne Haskins had some sort of narcotic episode in a car, and he parked the car and got out of the car. He was walking on the highway, and the guy got hit by a damn dump truck. It was just a horrific death. And whether he had problems or not, Gil decided to tweet that day, and I don't have the tweet in front of me. I should have went and looked it up. Gil tweeted something along the lines of, and I'm going to paraphrase, that, not surprised by Haskins' death. This was a young man who spent all of his life chasing death. Called Haskins out for being a daredevil and being reckless in his life. Whether any of that was true, 100% partially true or not, Gil probably shouldn't have tweeted that the day of the kid's death, and Gil took a lot of shit for that. But I hope that people that didn't know much about the great Gil Brandt prior to that won't hold that against him. He apologized profusely. Gil never meant to be offensive. He just, you know how you get, man. You have that urge to fire off an opinion on Twitter, and you hit send, and you're like, well, shit, that was dumb. We've all done that. That was a pretty dumb tweet, but that didn't take away from the legend of Gil Brandt. In his later years, Gil became like a fantasy football guru for the NFL Network. He was on the NFL Network all the time. He wrote a lot of stuff on NFL.com on their fantasy wing of their website, and was just absolutely tremendous in doing that, and worked until the day he died at the age of 91 2 nights ago. So pour some out into my mouth for the great Gil Brandt. Here's to you, brother. That's all. That man represents the glory days of your Dallas Cowboys. All right, this show brought to you in part by R&R Auto Glass, right there by the airport at 281 in Tacoma. You talk about some legends in the city. These guys went off on their own some years ago and started R&R Auto Glass. Before that, Big Rick, who was one of the guys who runs the place along with his wife, Miss Janet, he was working for an auto glass company and slaving away and was the expert. And he's like, I kind of did what I did, this year. They're like, let's just try this on our own and see if it works. Even if it fails, at least we know we'll give it a shot. And they created R&R Auto Glass. The only place you should take your car to get the glass fixed in this town. not just because I told you so, but the reason I'm telling you so is because they're the best. Take it from me, I've used them twice, if not 3 times. LG's been to R&R too. If you have a car long enough, inevitably you're going to have to get the glass fixed at some point for whatever reason. These are the people, the official auto glass repair company of us, R&R Auto Glass. Make sure you mention me or the YouTube idiot or the podcast moron or the old radio flame out, whatever. They don't care. Just mention me. They'll know who you're talking about when you reference me, and they'll give you a Taylor Especial right there by the airport at 281 in Tacoma. It is R&R Auto Glass. All right, what else today? We're going to be a little brief today with this show, only because I've got a lot of sport rants I want to get into today, and we're off Monday. It's the weekend. I'm already drinking beer, so, I don't want to keep y'all all day. A lot of y'all are probably off today, too. Hopefully you are. A lot of y'all will be off Monday. We're going to be off Monday, but when we get back in here on Tuesday, it's going to be balls to the wall. I may not have the outlet of a major radio corporation. Well, not for real balls to the wall. It's a euphemism, LG. What I mean is we're going to kick ass starting Tuesday. Not that we haven't been trying this whole time, but football season, bitches. We had games last night. Got a slew of college games, local interest tomorrow. Then we get ready for the NFL next week. Boy, Tuesday, these shows are going to start writing themselves, Holmes. Can't wait for it. We're going to cook and really burn it up and kick ass on Tuesday. I would put our podcast up against any other podcast in this town. I would put our podcast up against any of the old school corporate radio shows in this town when it comes to our knowledge and kick-assery. All right. So that being said, I beg of you, become a member. Keep us employed in 2K23, right, LG? We'd like to keep this thing going a little longer. We need food money. When I was at iHeart, they paid me a salary. I ain't getting one of them now. This is all on me. It's all on us.
Come on, you. Cough up a bucket, cheap bastard.
You guys literally keep our asses in business. And a membership to this podcast is $6. That's it. $6. Shit, that's the price of a venti coffee at Starbucks. For $6 a month, become a member of this show. And here's the other thing. I've been threatening this for 2 weeks, and a lot of y'all members, people that have already become members, it's free to subscribe. That's $6 a month. That's for members. I've been threatening for 2 weeks, and the members are starting to get like, what the fuck? What's my $6 going to? Starting Tuesday, right, Lawrence? We're going to unleash, and he and I, we've kicked the tires a lot on what we want to do for members only. And we've got a lot of ideas. Now we need to dwindle those ideas down to a few things. As LG and I were a 2-man band, and he's got side hustles. God knows, he and I both need other side hustles. And so this little thing here is going to survive long term thanks to our sponsors and thanks to y'all. Literally y'all becoming members will keep this thing rolling until it morphs into whatever it's going to morph into. And this thing's malleable. It's going to change again. We're just throwing shit up against the wall right now and seeing what y'all like. And y'all determine that based on memberships and subscribers. I love you subscribers, and I appreciate that. It's you members that deserve more. If you decide to give us $6 a month, that's not like I'm doing a telethon now. For $6 a month, you're going to get a lot of extra content, a lot of extra programming from me and folks that I work with on this show, guests, appearances, bits, members only stuff, interactive stuff with members and stuff. So LG and I have a lot of stuff planned for members. So starting Tuesday when we get back in here, we're really going to start hitting those memberships and providing, you're going to get this free live show every day at 10, right? But we want to do some extra stuff for members only starting next week.
Open toast for you, baby.
I'm excited.
Nothing but Texas.
All right, let's get back to the good shit. Over the years, so many Thunderdomers have bitched to me about statues. Where's the Iceman statue? Where's the Timmy statue? Where's the David statue? A lot of y'all want, and I've always thought why haven't the Spurs built a David Robinson statue somewhere? I've always thought, what a great bit, because, you've got the statue of David. How funny would it be of a statue of David Robinson doing this? That'd be funny as shit. I mean, I'm obviously not going to do a bit, but a lot of y'all have lamented over the years to me, why don't the Spurs start with some statues already and immortalize some of these people? And I've always been honest in my answers, and the answer I have for why don't we have any statues, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up today. My answer to why we don't have any statues is I don't know. I just really don't know. I just don't. The Spurs just don't roll that way. This is an organization that does not pat itself on the back. It's an organization that R.C. Buford is so in the fringes as massive. I mean, you can make the case that R.C. needs a statue, but he is just not that kind of guy. R.C.'s so stand in the background, and he's content to be in the shadows. That's why Pop always goes out of his way to make sure that RC gets his propers in public. Pop's not a guy that wants to hear, Pop became the all-time winningest regular season coach this season, and all the players go running over there, and they wanted to make a big deal about it when the Spurs beat the Jazz this season. And Pop's like, nope, get out of the way. I don't want part of this. It's an organization that does not self-aggrandize, if that's the proper phrase. It's an organization that is not, they're the opposite of Muhammad Ali. It is an organization that wants nothing to do with hyping itself. And I can only guess that's one of the major reasons why Spurs Sports and Entertainment have not decided to put statues out. I bring this up because Eastern Michigan University yesterday revealed a statue of Iceman. So I don't know that George Gervin will ever have a statue at Frost Bank Center or the new one whenever inevitably Frost Bank Center gets rebuilt over in downtown. I don't know that Iceman will ever have one out front of that building, which I think he should. But he's got one at Eastern Michigan. The University of Eastern Michigan, where he played college ball, revealed a really kick-ass statue of George Gervin yesterday, and that was cool, and that might be all y'all get because the Spurs just don't roll that way. All right, show brought to you in part by Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka. Drinking a little beer today, but this weekend I'm going to switch to vodka, less calories and everything. And matter of fact, went to Walmart Super Center last night and got groceries. And I was thinking, normally whenever I drink vodka, I normally just put club soda in it with a little spritz of lime, and I love it that way. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to sex it up this weekend. I bought cranberry juice last night at Walmart. So I think I'm going to roll a little vodka cranberry. I'm not on my period, but I'm just craving that cranberry. Isn't cranberry good for you? I think it's good for you, right? If you get the diet. I got the diet, the low sugar. So I'm gonna put about this much Live Oak vodka in there tonight. I'll put about this much cranberry juice in there, just a little spritzer of lime. Stir it up and drink the shit out of it. The official vodka. That's what I'll be having this weekend of Thunderdome. They got a 91, as you can see on the screen for you boys that watch this show. They got a 91 of the Ultimate Spirits Challenge last year, which is basically, it is the Super Bowl of spirits judging, and those boys got an A. They just don't give out 91s to anybody. And our boys down in Bayville, that's where the distillery is, they got a 91 last year. Shout out to the official vodka of Thunderdome, Live Oak Vodka. All right, since we're giving shout-outs, LG, you got that tweet that I sent you? I wanted to give a shout-out today. Y'all know what a dog lover I am, certainly what a dog lover I've become. Over the years, and me and Nina, her doggo got beaten up by one of the neighbor's dogs a few weeks ago. He's doing a lot better. I appreciate people that have asked about our boy Sinatra. He's doing a hell of a lot better. He's got spring in his step again. He's going to have some scars on him, but they're just going to be scars. You think he'd be scared to bark at other dogs now? You think he'd be traumatized? Hell no. He's still trying to get after people's doggos and shit. I'm like, damn, son, you got your ass beat. You think you chill? He ain't chilling. That's good, though. That means he feels better. He's back to his old self, and that's good. Those antibiotics we gave him worked, and those doctors that stitched him up saved his life. I bring this up because my boy Dale Storbeck, the official semi-pro golf champion pro of Thunderdome, our boy PGA Dale. Dale's got a dog who's a senior doggo like ours. He's over 10. My boy Cooper. I was going to get Thunderdome to give some good vibes today to Cooper the dog. I'm not even sure what kind of dog he is. He looks like one of these herding dogs. There he is. I think he's like, he's got a little herding mix in him. I'm not really sure, but so Dale tweeted this yesterday, and it got me in the feels. I know this dog. You know what's funny enough? Because he's sick right now. So all I'm asking is to send some Thunderdome vibes for this good boy here, Cooper. Dale's had Cooper for a long time, and Cooper's, you know how dogs are. Friends come and go, jobs come and go, chicks come and go. Not Cooper, but your doggo, he's with you forever. And Cooper's not doing well. I asked Dale last night how he was doing, and he said that he had eaten yesterday, which is a good thing. When dogs stop eating, that ain't good. But Cooper, he ate last night, so that's good. So maybe he's coming around. He's just had some real sick. He's been sick. I don't want to get into the details unless Dale's cool with it, but he's just been sick lately, and just wanted to give a shout out, some good vibes for my boy Cooper. It's funny because I've been over to Dale's house a couple of times, and that dog's racist as shit. He always barks at me and Nina. And Dale's like, man, I don't know what it is. He barks at people that are, I guess because we don't look like Dale, because Dale's lily white. so we call him Cooper the racist dog. But that's okay. We believe in unconditional love no matter what. And despite his history of racism, we want Cooper to get better, especially for Dale, because he's a ride or die buddy of Dale's for all of his life. So shout out to my boy Cooper the dog. All right, that's it. Wanted to give a couple more Cowboy takes. I have not forgotten about the Cowboys. You know me, man. I'm not big on previewing. I don't like to, I'm not going to sit up here. We're not going to do a members only chat next week. Give me your record. What do you think the Cowboys record's going to be? Gives a shit. No one knows, and that's stupid. So I'm not really big on previewing. I'm an overreactor. I'm a knee-jerker. I get paid to respond and watch things and react to them. I get paid to judge things after they happen. I'm not smart enough to project. Gil Brandt, he could project. I'm no projector. I'm an overreactor. I'm a knee-jerker. So once we get some games in here, then I'll be able to come up with some opinions on things and judge people. But I haven't forgotten about the Cowboys. We need some games to figure out what they've got. So that being said, they have made news this week. Obviously, the big news early in the week was the Trey Lance trade. A lot of y'all, poo-pooed my takes on Trey Lance because they weren't very sexy. Basically, it was, this is no big deal at all. Trey Lance probably won't see the field once all year unless they run him out there in a wild card package once or twice to throw the other team off or something. Or he does some goal line runs like Jalen Hurts or something. I don't know. But he's damn sure not going to be the starting quarterback this year. And there's a 90% chance he won't be the starting quarterback next year. Matter of fact, if the Cowboys extend Dak Prescott, which they want to do, Trey Lance won't ever start for the Cowboys unless Dak gets hurt. Assuming he takes Cooper Rush's job, which he hasn't proven he can do that yet because he sucked in San Francisco, Trey Lance did. But it's a big name. It's the Cowboys, and so it's got a way more sex appeal than actually there is. A bunch of sizzle and not much stake to the deal. That all being said, look, I just want to win games. I don't give a shit who does the winning. Yeah, y'all know how much I love Dak Prescott, but if Dak ain't going to do any winning, bring on the next sumbitch. But it's not Trey Lance. Certainly not yet. But Trey Lance is here now. They introduced him this week, a couple of days ago, and he did his first media scrum, his little media gangbang, and that's great. He showed up. He had the star on his hat. He did the little interview. He said all the right things. I'm just happy to be here. Just want to come to the ballpark every day and do my job. Hopefully, good Lord willing, things will work out. He said all the right things, and now Trey Lance just needs to go away. We don't even need to see the kid. I doubt he's even active ever. He just needs to disappear into the playbook, disappear into the practice field, and I'll probably, hopefully, if the Cowboys are doing well and Dak's doing well, we won't even see Trey Lance in a uniform. That's it. So go learn the playbook, Bubba. Show up at practice. He's going to be the practice string quarterback, which means he's going to simulate. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, Trey Lance, he'll run scout quarterback, and he can go out there and run the Eagles' offense when the Cowboys prepare for Philadelphia. He can probably mimic Daniel Jones, because Daniel Jones is a running quarterback too. So he'll help the Cowboys get ready for games during the week as a practice quarterback and not much else if all things go the way the Cowboys want them to. All right, show also brought to you in part by the San Antonio City Soccer Club. What's up? We need sponsorships. 2 days ago, Thunderdome reached out to me. He's like, how much is a sponsorship for the soccer fields? I said, and I quoted him. And he could not believe the price. He could not believe how cheap it was. He thought it was going to be $100,000. No, dude, you would be shocked. I don't want to say it now. Reach out to me if you're interested in helping the kids. Put your company name on one of these fields at San Antonio City Soccer Club, the official soccer club of us, and you can name the field. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people go to these games. I mean, there's over 1,500 kids that play. So you can imagine how many parents and family and siblings, people come in and out of these soccer fields that'll see your name, which is why we're trying to. And they spent, by the way, they spent $2 million building 8 new fields this year, and that's why we're trying to get some of that recouped. We won't get $2 million, obviously, but we're just trying to get a little bit back to put some names on the field, and it just looks cool to have sponsors in the field. Looks cool. So if you're interested in helping us sponsor one of the fields, DM me. Reach out to me on email, MikeTaylorShow@gmail.com, and we can talk business. All right. Last thing today, and we'll get out of here. The Cowboys traded Boss Man Fat to Miami. Y'all remember Boss Man? Kelvin Joseph, the corner who they had high hopes for, who they hoped was a steal when they drafted him. And Kelvin Joseph comes in here, and what does he do right before his rookie season? He goes out with some buddies. They have some chingazos at a bar with some idiot, some dude. I shouldn't call him an idiot. Poor kid got killed. Who knows who started what? Who knows who mouthed off? But the morons that Kelvin Joseph was with, and he was not driving. He was in the back seat, didn't pull the trigger, but some jackass decides to shoot a guy in a parking lot at a bar in a Metro 6 with Boss Man Fat in the back seat. That's how much you value your friendship with Kelvin Joseph. I don't know if Kelvin Joseph is still running around with these same buddies, but that's how much they value y'all's friendship. They know you're a Cowboy. They still gonna murder somebody with you in a car. What kind of buddy does that? You gonna murder somebody, make sure your Dallas Cowboy buddy's not in the car so you don't get his ass in trouble and ruin his career. Go do some murdering without him. But no, these idiots did some murdering. Boss Man Fat was in the car. And got suspended temporarily, but didn't miss any games, and it just never really worked out. So it's all good. It is what it is. He's gone to Miami anyway for a spare wide receiver. Just didn't work out. Now he's going to go to South Beach. God knows if you want to get in trouble in Miami, you can find it. Although, you know what? If you're an idiot, you don't matter where you live. You don't matter if you're in Miami, Dallas, or Saskatchewan. You're going to find trouble if you want to. Because that's on you, not on the city you live in. So bye-bye, Boss Man Fat. I enjoy your nickname. He's a good rapper, but he can go be the Miami Dolphins problem, which, by the way, that's my second team, the Miami Dolphins. Where's it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Boop. That's my second team, the Dolphins. So he's now my second team's problem, but at least he ain't my first team's problems. Adios. Don't let the dough hit you with a good low split you, Boss Man Fat. All right, LG. That's it. Short and sweet tonight. It's very sportsy. Wanted to give you all a bunch of good sports for Friday as we end it. I want y'all to have a good, safe weekend. Drink Live Oak vodka if you drink vodka. Be safe. Be good. But if you just cannot be good, at least be safe. All of y'all's asses better come back here on Tuesday. We're taking Monday off. Happy Labor Day. We're going to kick ass starting Tuesday again. Love y'all hard. Thank you to DJ LG. Thank you to Nina Duran for setting me up. I appreciate it, everybody. Love y'all hard. Y'all have a great weekend. See you Tuesday on Mike Taylor Live. Yes, sir. Sign up for that damn membership. $6, that's all it costs. $6.
Come back, you puppy!
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here?
This is a Bronx bound